Have you ever felt something watching you from the shadows, during a moment that should have been safe? What was supposed to be a routine school drill turned into the most horrifying night of our lives. And the worst part? We still don't know what we saw. Stick around, because by the end of this story, you'll question whether this was just paranoia, or something much more sinister. Chapter 1: The Lockdown Drill. Or was it? It started on a gloomy Wednesday afternoon. The clouds were heavy, and the sky had this strange, almost greenish hue, the kind that usually signals a storm, or something worse. It was 1:12 p.m. Our teacher, Mr. Harrow, had just handed out a surprise quiz when the loudspeaker buzzed on. Attention students and staff, this is a code red lockdown. This is not a drill. Not a drill? That phrase changed everything. You could feel the shift in the room. Desks scraped. Breath caught. Eyes darted. Mr. Harrow locked the door, turned off the lights, and told us to get down behind the bookshelf. But here's the weird thing. Just minutes before the announcement, we saw the janitor walking through the hallway, with this odd look on his face. Blank. Distant. And then, gone. Chapter 2: Something felt wrong. You'd expect panic in a situation like that. But instead, it was this eerie silence. Too quiet. No screams. No alarms. No teachers guiding students to safety. The hallway outside our room stretched into pitch black, even though it was midday. That's when I saw it. A figure. At the end of the hall. Standing still. At first, I thought it was a teacher. But it didn't move. It didn't even breathe. And then, it took one slow step forward. Have you ever been in a lockdown drill? Did it feel real? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear how your experience compares to mine. Chapter 3: The Man with the Twitch. We crouched in silence. Then, footsteps. Slow. Heavy. Mr. Harrow was gripping the door handle with white knuckles, holding it shut with everything he had. But when he turned to us, his face was pale. He whispered, "That's not a person." Suddenly, a loud bang echoed down the hall. Not a gunshot. Not a door. Something else. Like metal scraping across tile. One of the students, Jenny, started to quietly cry. But then she stopped. Abruptly. Like someone had clapped a hand over her mouth. But no one did. Chapter 4: The Library Video. Hours later, at least it felt like hours, the lockdown ended. But something strange happened. The school was evacuated immediately afterward. No explanations. Days later, I got curious. My friend Lucas had a key to the school's media lab. His dad was head of IT. We snuck in that weekend and checked the surveillance footage. At 1:12 p.m., we saw Mr. Harrow's classroom go dark. And then, we saw the hallway. The figure. But the camera glitched out. Only static. Then something strange. One frame, just one, showed a face. Pale, twisted. Eyes glowing faintly. And a long, black smile that stretched beyond what was human. Then, gone. Brain's speculative commentary. What was that thing? Some say it was a ghost from a student who died in the school years ago during a construction accident. Others believe the school was built on land that was once a mental asylum in the 1940s. Records were conveniently lost. Or was it a mass hallucination? Some kind of electromagnetic anomaly? Chapter 5: The Custodian's Secret. After the incident, the janitor disappeared. No one mentioned it. But one Reddit post, made by a former student, claimed they once saw the janitor talking to something in the boiler room. Not someone, something. He apparently whispered to the darkness like it was whispering back. That same Reddit user was banned 2 days after sharing that story. Chapter 6: The Dreams That Followed. Almost every student in our class reported strange dreams in the following weeks. I kept seeing that face. The one from the footage. In my dreams, I was back in school, but it was abandoned, rotting, the walls bleeding. And every time, the same whisper echoed. "You let me in. Fire, lesser known fact. In 2016, a similar lockdown horror occurred at a school in Oregon. Same time of day, same glitchy footage, and the same whispering reported by students. It was chalked up to stress-induced mass hysteria. But 3 students disappeared that day. Unrelated, they said. Really? Chapter 7, Returned to School. 3 weeks later, we were allowed back. New janitor. No mention of the incident. But something had changed. The halls felt colder. Even the teachers acted differently. Nervous. Tense. One day, I stayed late for detention, totally my fault, and I saw a door I'd never noticed before near the old science lab. Unlabeled. Bolted shut. With claw marks on the frame. What could have made those marks? If you were in my shoes, would you open that door? Would you try to find out the truth, even if it meant never sleeping again? Comment below. I dare you. Chapter 8, The Final Clue. I never opened the door. But someone did. A week later, Lucas vanished. His locker was open. His phone on the floor. But he was just gone. The only thing left was a note scribbled in the back of his notebook. It's not in the school. The school is inside it. We still don't know what that means. But every time I walk past the hallway near that door, I feel like someone is watching me from the other side. And sometimes, I hear dragging footsteps again. Ending. The truth hides in plain sight. Maybe this was all just trauma. Maybe it was a ghost. Or something older than any of us. But one thing's for sure, that lockdown wasn't for our safety. It was to keep something in. And someday it might come back out. Have you ever experienced something you couldn't explain? Something that left a mark, not on your body, but on your soul. Drop your story in the comments. We read every single one. And if you want more creepy stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because trust me, the next one is even scarier.